I'm audible? Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, thank you very much, QAI, for giving me this opportunity for coming here. I think it's the 6th time I'm here every year. It's a ritual and a makkah to come for testing every year. So my topic is, I don't know, you had a lot of sessions. I was not able to attend many of them. In fact, I came only today back. So, but then I see that I was looking at one of the popular TV programs in India, and I don't know how many of you look at the Republic channel. Republic channel, okay, TV, Republic TV, okay. Republic India TV. How many of you know Arnav Goswami? Okay, so fine. So I don't know when this was told that I have to give a keynote. It was that very day I was looking at this program, and that gentleman was always telling only one thing: the nation wants to know. Okay, so but then I said that this time we have to have a topic where the testing nation, as in you, as testers, would like to know. So how many of you are testers in the room? I want to make sure the nation is uniform. All are citizens of testing. So my topic is going to talk about some of the technologies which the testers have to know in the business. And I'm going to just walk you through the journey which the testers have to unlearn, learn, and relearn over a period of time. So a quick introduction I think she has given about me, so I'm not going to go through this slide. I've got some 28 odd years of experience in quality, and I teach software testing now. I was in the industry before. That's about me. Okay, so how many of you in the room feel that you are the next generation tester? One hand, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, good. We could be how many people here? 100? 200? I don't know. Okay, 5 people feel that you're from next generation testing. I think after walking through these slides, you will have to really do a lot of resolution for the new year. So I call it like 3G, 4G, 5G, 30 Tech G, okay? So the 30 Tech G next generation testers are going to be around for the next 10 years if they master the top 30. What are the top 30 technologies? We are going to look at it. We are also going to see how this technology is changing the whole DNA of testing. There is a lot of aberrations now. I call it as mutation. Mutation is an aberration in the genes. So there's a lot of changes happening in the tester DNA, which we need to change over a period of time. So the topic is, and this is not the list, final list, this is what I felt after looking at the various technology and doing research, that there could be super 30 mantras, yantras, and tantras, which we all need to learn as a part of new technology testing. So when I was writing this paper, I was looking at the World Economic Forum. I was looking at all the 12 industries, and I found that there are 130 business cases where we all need to know how to develop and test. So I put some indicative numbers. It's a very huge list, so don't worry if you're not able to see at the bottom. But then I took aviation, telecom, professional, mining, oil and gas, chemistry, and advanced metal. Maybe the first 6 industry. Anyone in the room in any of these industries? Any of these industries? Telecom, I think they're there. People from Amdocs. I think professional services. So what has, I've not done anything. It's done by the World Economic Forum. So what they've done is, they have taken the industry and they're saying that these are the initiatives. So the total is 130 and the industry is almost like 12 industries. So 10 initiatives if you're able to do. Like I'll give you an example. In telecom, you have to work on IoT. You have to reimagine the communication process. You have to think outside the box. You have to talk about software differentiated or defined networks. You have to talk about zero-touch networks. You have to talk about cyber resilience. If you are in mining and metals, you have to talk about AI, sensors. If you're in oil and gas, you have to talk about a digital consumer, your smart grids, your fuel grid smart options, so on and so forth. If you're in chemistry and advanced material, you have to talk about the digital plant, innovation, digital supply chain. So the list is huge. I can share this later. And if you are in aviation, travel, and tourism, I think you have to focus on how to get the mind share, how to diffuse the ownership, how should the next generation workforce look like. So these are some of the indicative list. So again, it goes on, the first 6 and the next 6, media, healthcare, logistics, automotive, electricity, consumer. Some good examples are, if you're in advertising, you are talking about personalizing the content. If you're talking about patient engagement systems, you're talking about precision medicine, robotics, medical printing. So these are the business cases you're going to see as a tester or a quality engineer. And I want you to appreciate this, that this is exactly what is on the road for you for future. If you're in automotive, you have to do something called usage-based insurance. You have to know about connected supply chain. You have to know how to disrupt the retail, how to transform the digital aftermarket, so on and so forth. If you are in electricity, you have to talk about energy solution integration and the digital consumer folder and how you create your field workers more and more digital. So net, the idea is not to tell this. The idea is to tell that there's a lot of scope for testing. You've got 130 initiatives coming from 12 industries. And remember, every business case needs a test case. So there's a lot of testing which has to be done. Then I went to this wiki brands, and I found that if there are so many technologies, what are the ones which are going to impact us till 2030? So I'm sure the team has done a lot of work here. I was a jury for the papers. I saw papers in AI, in IoT, in social media, blockchain, big data, but very less papers I could see on robots. You have to go there. Immersive media, AR, VR, there were very good papers. Cloud computing, we are there. But then, after the 10th technology, if you see, the business is different. The 11th one, 3D printing. So 3D printing is going to change the way things are done in the additive manufacturing. So you may have to learn how testing has to be done for 3D printed parts. Customer experience, CX, is a new area. Energy technologies, you could get customers in energy. They want clean energy. They want secure energy, cyber security. Most of us have started doing testing there. But nanotechnology, collaborative technology, health technology is something which is very new. People have not gone there, but we should know how to test all these nanotechnology business cases. Human-computer interaction, SCI, GIS, GPS, mapping, advanced materials, new touch interfaces. So all the interfaces have become haptics and 3D touch. We should know how to do the testing. We should know how to test wireless power. We should know how to test sustainability for clean energy. Quantum computing, the whole business is now on qubits. So when quantum computers come in place with exascale computing, what has the tester's role to be for that? I'm sure all of you are already doing smart cities. You are there doing a lot of IoT testing for smart wastage management system, irrigation systems, so on and so forth. But a lot of work has to be done in edge computing and fog. For the people of hardware testing in the room, I think LoRa, LPN, and Li-Fi is a very hot technology. We may have to know how to test that. For people who are in RFID, Wi-Fi, and NFC and geofencing, you should know how to test proximity technology. And people who are there with new screens, LEDs, and all the projecting systems and OH, your overhead signages, you should know how to do testing on the light signals. So net, this could be the list which we could take till 2030 is what my proposal is in this conference. But then I was also mapping what is happening in the Gartner, and I took the 2019 life cycle of Gartner and found that what are the technologies which we have been able to address. I'm sure AI we have been able to do, but we still have to do a lot of testing for explainable AI, for edge AI. And in fact, we have to do a lot of work. We have started doing testing for autonomous driving, for ADAS, but we still have to know the level 5 autonomous driving systems. We've started to do some work on cloud, but we need to understand the AR cloud. We have started to do work on autonomous organization, but we have to learn how the DAO works, how the blockchain works, how the blockchain technology has to be tested. So there's a lot of work. The innovation is happening. There is a trigger. It's peaking at some point, but then there is a lot of enlightenment happening, and this is a very good list which I had referred to make the Yantra, Mantra, and Tantra of the whole testing business. So if you see the Gartner, it has been brought into 4-5 blocks. Your human is getting augmented. Your ecosystem is getting digital. Your sensing and mobility is becoming more powerful with 3D sensing cameras. Your classical compute process is becoming post-classical with 5G going to come in place. Your AI is going to become more advanced, which is called adaptive machine learning. Your edge computing is going to have edge AI. Your AI is going to have explainable AI, which is a new technology. And you're no more going to talk about convoluted neural networks or RNN. You're going to talk about GAN, which is generative adversarial networks and graph analysis. So this is the trend which is happening as you enter the new year. So what have I done? Very simple business. This is my checklist. It could become more exhaustive. So I'm going to just share with you what I feel. So if it is a AI, ML, and DL, which is a technology, what is the testing mantra? So maybe I will do some interaction because then it becomes easier for you to understand. So anyone can stand up, and if you have the mic, you can give for your mic. So if AI, ML, and DL is a technology, as a tester, what you should know? Anyone? We will just sync up and see if we are on the same page. Anyone? Yes. Please interact. Otherwise, it will be a one-sided monologue. Oh, good.
Hello?
Yeah, okay. You want to say that?
Supervising learning, unsupervised, reinforcement, deep learning, and neural networks.
Wonderful, wonderful. And so the testers in the room, have you? I'm sure all of you are doing that. And what was your question? Sorry. Yes, exactly. What is the problem you're going to solve? So, very good. I think at the end of the day, your mantra is right. You have to learn these techniques, but your tools will be nothing but your algorithms. And very rightly said, at the end of the day, we have to solve a problem where the machine is able to tell and crunch more data than what humans could do. At some point of time, humans could not do many things right. Machines were able to do it right. But that's why I said the tantra should always be, and by the way, the terms mantra means some guidelines, yantra means some tools, instruments, and tantra means some tricks of the game. So testing is all about tricks. So at the end of the day, you can't overdo AI, ML. You need to also have empathy. Sometimes you have to bring the human intervention. So that's well answered. What is for IoT? Obviously, a good tester in IoT knows that he has got a sensor layer, he has got a network layer, he has got an application layer. So this is good. But what type of testing he has to do in IoT? Security may be one because of so many things are getting connected, billions of devices. Compatibility is the next testing which he has to think out of the box. End user testing and device interoperability, because different heterogeneous devices are there. So my yantra would be 5 instruments to solve 4 layers. And at the end of the day, the problem we are going to solve is, I want real-time intelligence. I want real-time insights. I want real-time knowledge about what is happening in my network and how I can leverage the network for better prediction. So this is something which we all are doing. I could also see the papers. Most of you are working on this. This is the erstwhile SMAC, so I kept it as mobile, social media, and internet. What do you test in SMAC? And all the time you test a channel, you test a time of the day, you test the days, and what are your tools? Your audits, your data which you get, your messages, your paid testing, your video testing. But at the end of the day, what is your tantra? Your magic of doing this is, are you going to influence your people to sell your product by putting all your stuff in social media? How much are you growing in terms of volume or revenue? So that is your tantra. So if you're able to solve these basic problems, your technology is helping you. Blockchain. Many of you have started testing. At the end of the day, you do transactions, you're building security, you're testing a block size or a chain or a load size. But you're using tools which is Ethereum or Bitcoin or Truffle, some tools. But what is the main trick you're going to solve, main problem? The main problem is you're trying to check whether it is mistrust or trust. You're trying to check whether it's transparent or non-transparent. So that's the tantra. Big data, it's happening everywhere. You're testing for migration, ingestion, processing. You know all the tools there. I put some tools. But then, what is the main problem? Your volume was heavy. Your velocity had to be there. Your variety was humongous. Your veracity had to be installed. Your value had to be given. So we were checking the 5 values, which is the most important trick there, or the problem, as he rightly had put. Automation, this is the first technology which I think we picked up from the days of keyboard, data-driven, different models have come, scriptless, different tools have come. I put some indicative tools, okay? But at the end of the day, we wanted to do automation right at the design stage. We wanted to shift left. We wanted to design things better, okay? So that is the reason of using till 6 technologies. Robots, this is an area where I think many of us as software engineers have to move towards the region of mechanical, electrical engineers. And I find software testers or software engineers, many of them are from electronics background or from other background. I think they will understand this faster, because when robots are going to influx, you need to know about how to test for safety, your electromechanical safety, your electromagnetic field testing, your electrical testing and safety. So robot reliability is very important. Reliability is into 2 domains, development and qualification and acceptance. So this is the tantra, which is the focus of here. Your immersive media, AR, VR, MR, your augmented reality, your virtual reality, or your mixed reality, your testing mantra should be how you test your wearables, your devices, your mountable devices, how are you checking the performance. Tools like Buddy can help you, just indicative tools. I'm not advertising any tool. I just took the ones which are a little popular or which are easier to comprehend. But at the end of the day, you want an immersive 360-degree experience in this testing. And that is the tantra of this whole business. Mobile, we have done it. A lot of mobile testings are there. We got to see companies, including your Appiums, your SmartBeer, pCloud is here, Robotium, TestBot, all of them are doing this. Usability, installation, security, all that stuff. But I think when you automate, you have to automate the one which is most frequent test cases. You have to automate which is easier, where you can get results. So first 9 is easier, done, because all of you may be familiar. I think the problem starts from 11. So that's why I had to walk through all the 9. Cloud, many of us are doing testing, NFTs and FTs, no brainer. Yantras and mantras, we have learned how to use the blaze, it's not X, blaze meter, sorry. And what is the tantra? Your tantra of ASAT, you have to minimize the stress, load, performance, and your cross-browser issues have to be sorted out when you're on cloud. These are the areas I want, as a part of this conference, people to pick up. Learn 3D printing, learn the testing for tolerance and torque and torsion, learn ACAD, learn TesterBot, learn Fusion 360, Tinkercad, CAD. I think your main mantra, tantra is you should be able to do a tribology test, mechanical test, and tensile strength test for 3D printing. Customer experience testing. I know many customers, they're talking about your UI, UX experience, so maybe a good usability UX testing, which you've always been doing. Do guerrilla testing. Just go to the spot and take feedback. Do tree testing. Do cart sorting. These are some of the new techniques of doing customer experience testing. You can use tools like Hotjar, Usabilla, Crazy Egg, Try My UI stuff. At the end of the day, the customer experience is reachability. How fast are you able to reach more and more customers with better convenience and with better hyper-personalization? So that is the trick here. Energy testing, energy technology, decentralized grids. If you are having a little bit of a hardware background, solar panel testing, wind energy, though not relevant for this conference, maybe going forward, you can think about testing this, because they are, at the end of the day, part of the clean energy process. So thermal management course may be needed. Little tough and not relevant for this, but still, just as a guideline if somebody is interested. Cybersecurity has become very hot. OWASP top 10 is still the best way to test all your security stuff. We've got series of tools here to test, and I want all of you to learn and get certified on cybersecurity, risk management, scanning techniques. So there are a lot of certification programs. You can look at that for cybersecurity. This is a new area which is hot, voice assistants, NLP, and chatbots. So all VA testing, bot testing, Ngram models, testing of NLP models, voice-first testing models. You need to know you need to know how to test your Alexa or Google Assistant. You need to understand how Amazon Lex is doing the job. So a developer testing is needed, a functional testing is needed, a user testing is needed, and what you have to test is the conversational flow, understanding, speed, and accuracy of your bots. That's the 15th technology. Nanotechnology, smart desk, would have heard about it. Nanotechnology talks about a billion applications. Your applications could be on coatings, plasma, drugs, electronics, nanomaterials. You know how much nanoelectronics and applications are invading our space. So I think you have to learn this new technology and be part of the particle technology labs or NCL labs to learn more about this. This will be helpful because there are a lot of industries going into this area. Collaborative technology, participatory sensing, a group of people working together, crowdsourcing, a group of people having a protocol which is distributed. So you need to learn how to do groupware testing. You need to learn how to do distributed testing. There are techniques for this, but the problem is you have to make communication, collaboration, and cooperation perfect. The 3 C's of collaboration have to be achieved. Health technology, most of you are doing that. Your EHRs and MHRs, your CA testing. You need to understand the healthcare domain, the business process. You need to know the HIPAAs of the world, the HL7, the PPA, CA, patient care, the ICD, the FDA standards. So a lot of standards knowledge for the domain is needed to do this test. Human-computer interaction is also a very huge technology framework where they're talking about the social behavior. They're talking about how people react to a scenario or an interaction. What are the semantics which are coming out? So the yantra for this is you have to go to demographics, you have to apply age, you have to apply technology, which is ubiquitous for all the types of people participating in the group. So learn to do context-aware testing or groupware testing. There are a lot of applications which come to me in the past for GIS, GPS, and remote sensing. So you need to know how your tester should read the diverse data. The tester should read the testing for data. So app testing for GIS is the best thing which you can learn. And you have to go through it's called the trilogy standards of GIS, information system, GPS positioning system, and RS remote sensing. So all the tripods of this is the tripod where all these 3 technologies you should know the guidelines to test. Advanced material, new technology. Learn the tension and the torsion. Mechanical engineers can appreciate. Learn the materialography and learn the AMTL standards. New touch interface. Again, both hardware and software can learn touch performance testing. You should know how to use cobots. You should know how to use robots. You should know also use cobots for the new touch interface. So all the performance testing on touch, gestures, and control is a tantra which we are going to solve. Wireless power, anyway you have started testing this for your 5G, you should know the pre-test, NFT, post-test, how transmitters and receivers tests are done on the power line. 24th is the clean technology. Your energy lamps are going to be clean, no mercury content. Your processors are going to be clean. Your refrigerant is not going to have CFCs. So if these are the types of mantras you have, what do you go? You go to the lab like CECIET, which is Center for Evaluation of Clean Energy Technology, and you learn to test all this type of lamps or processors or refrigerants so that you make sure the technology is coming neat and clean at the end of the day. Quantum computing. So your supercomputers are the things of the past. You've got exascale computers now. You've got quantum computing, which talks about qubits, and you should know how to test applications. Drug design, genomics, bionics uses quantum computing. You need to have HPC applications for that. You need to do hybrid testing for that. And your tantra is you have to test at exaflops calculations, and the units are quintillion here. Smart cities, you are anyway testing as a part of IoT. You're triggering the APIs at the edge, at the fog, at the cloud. So you need to know what are the ingredients of the smart city test bed. The tantra for this is you have to start from the citizen, look at the climate, look at his surrounding, look at his parking, look at the waste paper, all the civic signs, visualize the data, and test it. That's it. So you need to understand the citizen to government model to understand what really impacts the citizen. The 27 technology is edge and the fog computing. You have to learn mobile edge computing emulation techniques. You have to know how to simulate a fog in a cloud. You have to do a lot of IoT edge intelligence testing. And when you do these edge computing scenarios, you need to do it with the 5G, which is the new technology. You need to work with the standards like ETSI. Technologies for faster, better internet. 5G is come, Li-Fi, LoRa is there, low-powered networks are there, ranges are becoming low, fidelity is becoming interesting. How do you test these LoRa devices? How do you test these gateways? What is your testing unit? Your LED light bulbs are making this technology change. So you need to know how to test it. I know companies doing smart farming, livestock management testing. I know companies which are testing moisture, monitoring the nutrients, precision agriculture, water level sensors, irrigation control. All that is happening. 28 technology is helping us. Proximity technology, that is use of RFID, beacons, geofencing, and near-field communication. Your 7-layer NFC testing is what you need to focus. Testing of NFID tags you're anyway doing. And your Yantra is NFC analog and NFC test meter. Learn that. Geofencing apps, have a look at it. API testing on the geofencing apps. Last but not the least, new screens. Your TVs, your LEDs, your outdoor signage, everything needs high-speed testing. And you have to be good in electrical and optical measurement. Maybe not. So out of the 30, I think 6 and 7 may not be immediately relevant to you, but you should keep cognizance of that. You should know how to check the reverse breakdown voltage. You should know how to check the leakage current. You should be a good tester to find out how you can test the screens better. So this is the whole business which you're going to see the next 10 years. I think it covers all technologies. If I miss something, please let me know. So what it takes for all of you to do all this? First of all, you are not a tester. You are a quality engineer. So you are testing the engineering work of a technology. Your ways of working has to be different. Many of us are talking about DevOps. I think that's the culture you need to follow. We are talking about Agile. I think that's the good thing happening. We're talking about Scrum. So I think this is the page which we have almost addressed, all of us. I see companies leading by example, doing servant leadership. We're almost there here. I still see KPIs being measured, metrics are done. This is also almost there in many companies. Whichever I have experienced, my list could be less. Product development, I think this is the area where as a tester or an engineer you need to go. You need to know the problem which you're solving. I think the gentleman talked about that. You have to have a product mindset. You should make sure testing is in line with the core problem. You should facilitate UAT and make the process effective. You need to communicate with the stakeholders. As a tester, we don't communicate with the stakeholders. Please do that. Meet the senior executives, meet the C-level executives, talk to them, communicate with them, orally, written, talk with the customers. I think this is something which has to come more predominant, which is not happening, I feel. Test strategies are good, but you need to know that whole tech stack properly. You need to understand the business use case. You have to identify the coverage gaps. You have to push all your tests to the lower levels of the tech stack. And more important is prioritize the test scenarios, do the testing where you have the target achievement of getting more defects. Design your bug reporting flow yourself. Don't believe much in tools. Vendors, you have to know how to talk to paid vendors, paid tool licensed people, understand the pros and cons. I think you have to do a lot of vendor management yourself, which will help you to make the understanding. BDD, behavior-driven development, you're almost there, doing it, using the tools, whatever is listed. I think this is where we have done a good job. Exploratory testing, you don't get time to do this, but you have to take out time to do this. You have to develop heuristics for it. You have to develop some sort of teaching methods to develop these heuristics. You have to use methods like mind maps to make this activity more easier. Write test case as if it was money. Become economical. Don't write a lot of test cases which are only efficient only maintainable, and write test cases where you are able to make sure that your heuristics are getting addressed. Your automation is something which I'm seeing people don't have an architecture behind it. You have to design your framework in such a way that you're trying to develop the architecture, your teams over a period of time, and you have to always know your patterns and anti-patterns. If you don't know your patterns and anti-patterns, your architecture may fall flat over a period of time. Whatever frameworks you're developing for your company, learn how to maintain it, how to reuse it, how to popularize it, how to scale it, and how to make it robust. Many of us fail to do this. Learn coding, very important. Write clean professional code. Learn static analysis tools like SonarQube. Try to be proficient in any particular language. Be skilled in any one loosely typed language like a JavaScript or a Python. It will help you in future. NFT focus, so your non-functional testing is taking a backseat because of your business. Learn security, learn tools like JMeter, do performance testing, make it a part of your use case, shift all this left early on, don't try to delay the whole process. API economy has thrown us a wonderful host of APIs to solve problems. Learn REST assured, learn JSON, XML, and API automation tools. I think that will help you to do the job well. UI automation, you guys are doing, many of you are doing, many organizations are doing, I'm aware of it, so I may not have to stress here. Mobile also you're doing. CI/CD you're doing, but I would like you to go more deeper. I would like you to set up Jenkins. I would like you to create pipeline jobs. I want all of you to generate telemetry, which you're not doing, many of you, as a part of my audits I've seen. You should know how to troubleshoot your Jenkins logs. You should know how to configure it. You should know how to collect metrics. I think just using the tool, you should also know, you should devise your own branching and merging strategies. I think this is the way you can develop more better. Test environment and test data management is a huge problem. Learn containers well, learn Dockers, learn orchestration tools, learn to set up VMs, learn to provision it, and most important is learn to set up all these tools. You could use some frameworks which I have referred here. But environment management skills are very important for a tester. Be a leader. You don't have to be promoted to be a leader. Lead by example. Have a culture which is open. Take 10 people and start leading with your permission of your manager, and follow up with all these skills, and try to mentor someone. Try to mentor someone, your next level junior person as a buddy. Hire people. You will know what type of skills are in the market. Become a thought leader. You don't have to become old to be a thought leader. Start sharing what you have learned in blogs, in your community. Meet other thought leaders. Attend conferences like this. Learn about the platform architectures. Learn about the web development architecture. Learn about the MVC architecture. I think you have to go back and learn more architectures to do thought leadership discussions. So these are some of my, out of this 3 decades of experience, this is what I felt should be there. So with this, I think I'm almost done. I don't know whether I'm on time. Am I on time?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we have any questions, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, I will stop here.
Would be appreciated.
I think this was the idea of telling that this could not be the most important mantras or yantras, but I'm sure it could be a good takeaway from this conference. Thank you very much.
So if you have any questions, 1 or 2 is
So now I
appreciated.
want to now know what the nation wants to know. Okay, so this is what I know. Okay, now the nation may wants to know different things, isn't it? Which I may not be able to answer on a live channel like this. So please come out with questions. If I have missed something, or is this making sense? Nation doesn't want to know, then we have to stop the channel.
No, there's one lady out there.
Okay,
Yes.
please.
Sir, good afternoon. Since you are a professor in the college, so I just wanted to know from you, like whichever mantras, yantras, and tantras you have explained, are these being explained in your college as well? And students are, have they started at least knowing about these technologies and implementing
Good
them?
question, very good question. They are very sad that I have joined their college.
They should be lucky that you are in their
So
college.
I keep boring them with all this. So I'm teaching them testing and engineering. So I go and tell, and luckily I have a network of all the industry who comes to our college and gives this regular gyan. And so by the time they come out, so we are running conferences in colleges for their benefit. So the industry goes to the college and runs a conference. So all the students know what are the top 30 technologies, and they are appreciating it. Yes, they may have some pain, initial pains, but I think it will help them when they pass out.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Perfect. Thank you so much, sir. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen.